Everybody, welcome to the Investor Shed Podcast. I'm Nick Beveridge, your host, here with my co-host, Jeremy Kitchen.
Oh, it is me, the co-host. Nick, we've got a really great episode today, don't we?
It's okay.
You always say that. I have such a good time here.
Well, no, this episode is fantastic, everyone.
Well, today, obviously, we're calling this episode I Quit.
Yeah, and you're going to have to stay tuned to figure out what that means.
Yeah, or just do a quick Google and find out, Nick Beveridge quits, and you'll probably find it.
Yeah, we're not quitting the podcast.
Skip out the middleman. We wanted a catchy title, but speaking of catchy titles, people obviously need to be indulging in some sort of nourishment for their entertainment. What would you suggest?
I would say Panda Express.
Mm-hmm.
Go for the orange chicken. Make sure you get the 3 entrees.
Okay, so the plate is what.
Yeah, the plate.
Not like I go to Panda, but
no. But I mean, who's not going to pay an extra $1 for another serving?
Oh man, I do every time.
Yeah,
I don't need that much, but I'll take that much.
All right, orange chicken, everyone.
Orange chicken, Panda Express. We freaking quit. We'll see you on the episode. Bye-bye.
And welcome back to the Investor Shed Podcast. I'm Nick Beveridge, your host, here with Jeremy Kitchen. Good morning.
Good freaking morning, tank top Nick Beveridge. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing pretty well. I was just imitating Brett Shoemaker over here.
Yeah, you look just like him.
Tank top finance, hashtag.
I feel very overdressed. Good thing I'm not wearing pants for this episode, so I'm excited for this.
Yeah, so pretty big announcements. We got a new fan in the shed, so we're not all hot. The fan is a quiet one, so you can't even hear it.
It's not like our regular fans who are like, people. It's a legitimate fan.
But yeah, if you see papers blowing in the wind, we're not outside.
Or my hair going crazy, which there's a little bit of that right now. Yeah, we're not outside. We just got a new fan. So
Jeremy, big moves going on.
Big freaking moves.
Yeah. So summer 2024, I just finished up my Hayden house.
Congratulations.
The one that we talked about on previous episodes.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll go into depth on how I bought that one again somewhere.
That'd be another whole episode, I think, how we can talk about that.
And we're buying a house tomorrow.
We are buying a house tomorrow.
Yes, Jeremy and I co-investing again using credit lines like BAs.
We just like BAs for sure. We just keep coming back to each other. Like, you sent me this deal and we're going to have another episode on like what this deal looked like and how it's going to look when it ends and what we're going to do to it. But yeah, I think it's really cool that we get to just use our credit lines to buy a house.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking we should do a whole episode on buying sight unseen real estate because that's what we do. That's what we tend to do.
0-2 or 1-1 on this. I don't know, depending on how it works. So
I still haven't walked through this property.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, other people have.
Right.
No inspection either. So, but here's the thing: we got it for about half the price of the land value.
Yeah.
And it's a fixable house.
Yeah. It's what we call a no-lose situation, unless we're completely idiotic with it.
Well, I think it would have been idiotic to pass it up.
I agree.
Yeah. So that's how I made my decision there.
Yeah.
I'd be stupid to say no. It's a huge project, but we're just going to wholesale it.
You know what? I know we're going to talk another episode, but we're already diving into it. Like that sentence when you said that to me, like it'd be stupid to say no. It was what got my attention on this one.
Yeah.
So
and I believe that.
Yeah. Good job being a salesman.
Oh, thank you.
But what are we talking about today, Nick? We've got a really cool episode today, don't we?
Yeah, I've got a pretty big announcement, which most people out there won't give a shit at all.
I didn't,
but but it's big in my life. So my entire adult life, I've been with Keller Williams Realty. Pretty much my whole, I think since I was 20.
Yeah.
Or something like that. So I've been there a lot. It took a little break when I moved from Florida back to Idaho and then started up again at a Keller Williams Realty office. And I am leaving, hanging up my KW logos. Never thought I'd say that.
Yeah, I never thought you would either.
Yeah. And it's to start something new.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shiny object syndrome has got me.
Yeah, it got you and it got the whole team. So let's dive into that because there's a lot of ways we're going to actually tie this back into real estate investing and what it actually means for, the investor meetup and everything like that as well. So
yeah. And for those of you out there where, I maybe gave some shit for leaving Keller Williams Realty, I got to apologize.
Yes,
obviously, no excuses. I'm a huge hypocrite doing the same thing. Never thought I would do it, but there's been reasons along the way.
Right.
But for the most part, I desire just to walk into a building that I feel like I've got some ownership there.
Sure. That makes sense.
And I have complete control of who comes in.
Right.
So that's my reason for trying to start something new with Joe.
Yeah. And that's that's a really good point too, honestly. Like we've talked about it on past episodes for sure. Like Nick's even said, like, I bleed KW. And like if I ever got a tattoo, I'd imagine I'd get a KW logo, and I'm like, you're a psychopath, but I love it.
Yeah.
But my reasoning still stays the same. Like I don't. It's nothing bad against this brokerage. I'm not affiliated with any brokerage. They're great people. They've done great things for. I mean, they got you to where you are for sure. And they
100%. Yeah.
But sometimes you outgrow the things, and sometimes you just got to find a new thing that fits better for your personal mold. It does not mean that the previous thing is a bad thing.
Not at all. No, I mean, Keller Williams was fantastic for me for 14 years.
Yeah.
I mean, I owe a tremendous amount of my success to this company. They've been fantastic. The systems they work great.
Yeah.
But what I've learned recently and kind of over time is just that, like, I think I've kind of outgrown it a little bit.
Yeah.
And I want to try something new. With I'm going to a Real Brokerage.
Okay.
So it's a cloud brokerage.
So you're going to a real brokerage, but
That's
it's a
just
cloud
the name.
brokerage.
Yeah.
So tell me, that doesn't make any sense. It's not a real brokerage. It's a cloud brokerage.
You're such a silly goose. So Real is the name of the company.
Okay.
Just like it sounds. And it's a cloud-based brokerage. I guess like EXP. But this is where you have a broker. Like right now, there's only one in the state. There's a broker in Boise.
Okay.
That you can always get a hold of on the phone. But basically it's just got a platform, systems to use, but the splits are super fair.
Sure.
Especially for someone like me who I want to start my own office.
Yeah, of course.
So this actually will keep my holding cost, my operating costs really low, so I don't have to hire a broker. And that's why I made the decision, instead of starting my own brokerage,
Okay.
to lean on a cloud-based brokerage like this, where a lot of like the platforms and the brokers already kind of in place, but
Gotcha.
I have this big split I can work with to bring on, hire talent and that kind of stuff.
Sure.
And just kind of jump in and plug and play and kind of start my own office.
So just to clarify, you are not going to be the broker at the new thing you're doing.
No, I am a broker.
I know you have a broker.
I'm an associate broker, but I have no desire to deal with the constant compliance and legal, ledgers and all that stuff.
That's not what you want to be doing.
I don't want to constantly be dealing with problems that the brokers usually deal with.
Yeah.
I'd rather outsource that to somebody else who loves doing it.
Right.
At a very low fee is kind of the goal.
Okay.
But yeah, what Joe and I have decided to do was to start, we're going to be leasing out a space that is very close to home.
Yeah.
Like right now, my office is only 7 minutes, and I thought I would never leave because it's just right there.
Right.
This place is 4 minutes away.
Wow. I'm gonna build a house. I'm gonna build a brokerage in this little community here, so you can like walk across the street and get here in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
That's what it's gonna take to get you saving 2 minutes every day. That compounds through the rest of your life.
Yeah. So the industry's changing, as you know. Like just recently, they took commissions out of the MLS, and agents just have no idea how to do their job anymore.
Yeah.
And everybody has to relearn something brand new, I guess, or learn something brand new. Try to figure out, wait, how do I get paid if there's no guarantees and what?
Yeah.
So it's very confusing, as we predicted.
Yep.
And so my goal is to this is a good time to start fresh. Start with something new, where, I don't have to always charge 3%.
Yeah.
To make money on my end, because there's not a huge cut with another brokerage.
Right.
It's very slim. It's only like 12 grand a year. And then depending on how many people we bring on, that actually goes the other way.
Sure.
But we want to start, a community, office.
Okay.
Where it's the front end of the store is a coffee, beer, and wine shop.
I love it.
It's called the Lounge,
Okay.
and the public can come in and hang out. And then there's a frosted glass door that says members only.
Okay.
Come in there. There's a private little area where you can hang out and do your work too.
Okay.
And you can actually use like printers and a conference room and that kind of stuff, where you can lease an office space there.
Nice.
But mostly I think we're just going to be selling memberships.
Yeah.
Pretty affordable, like $100 a month to be a member here.
Don't-
Kind of like a gym membership, but
quote
yeah. And I don't want to overpromise now, but our plan is to offer, at least a couple of times a month classes.
Sure.
Like investor classes, just the basics. So it's like kind of like a gym membership, but more for your finances.
Yeah.
Like this is a place where I can go to work and learn about investing in real estate.
I love it.
So that's what we got in the mix.
Cool.
We're excited about it.
Yeah.
And we haven't left Keller Williams yet. We haven't told him yet.
Okay.
We'll tell him next week. But this episode doesn't come out for a month and a half.
Yeah, good thing we're not going live on
So-
Instagram today for sure.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that before, but then I'm like, maybe we shouldn't. So next week, what's that conversation going to look like? How do you think that's going to go? Just, I mean, we're going to title this episode, obviously, I Quit, and the play there is like, I'm quitting my job, but you're an entrepreneur. You're not quitting. You're evolving.
Yeah.
Like,
So
quitting.
I am not looking forward to this conversation, to be
Right.
honest. I mean, it's going to be, hey, thank you. Sorry. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. No, I mean, it's just, again, I love the staff
Yeah.
at Keller Williams.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just time to do something new.
Sure.
I hate walking into that office knowing that I'll never own a piece of it.
Yeah, that's hard for someone with an investor mindset.
Yeah. I went after a job there a few months ago, when the team leadership role became available. Because I had a big desire to move up in that company. I want to eventually own a Keller Williams office, and I know, if I was a team leader, that focus on recruiting, that I felt like I was qualified enough to potentially at least get a follow up interview or something.
Right.
I met with the owner for a little bit, kind of told my story, and just never heard anything again about it. And he made it pretty clear that not qualified at all.
Yeah.
So to be honest, I got a chip on my shoulder about it, and I'm just a human.
You are just a human, right? But like number one, like you were so qualified for that. Like I've seen you grow and evolve in the business, but I think the problem, and I think we've talked about this before on the episode as well, but like you had a lot of projects going on.
Yeah. Well, they all died off
Right,
at
right.
that point.
But I was asking you, I was like, is this something you would want to spend your time doing? Because doing this will be a full-time job versus, if you have to be on an investment, flip property, doing all this stuff, you have to be available for these people. Are you willing to drop this to do this? And it was kind of a
at the time,
moral dilemma. Yeah.
Yeah, at the time, I thought it would be a great new first step into that role.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of but it was weird because it was the first time that I applied for employee type role.
Oh yeah, okay.
In like 15 years.
Yeah.
So it was kind of unique and weird because I've always I've been commissioned for a long time.
Yeah.
I remember the last time I went to apply to be an employee was at Walmart in Florida, and I got turned down.
Were you overqualified?
No, I don't know what. I couldn't. Walmart wouldn't hire me, so I'm like, fuck it. I'll become a real estate agent.
Was it the Walmart you stole from?
No. That was when I was 19.
Okay. Yeah. I just wasn't sure. I'm like, that's probably.
And I learned my lesson. I learned my lesson.
Nick
Trust me,
stole
never stole
slippers.
anything.
It's all public record.
Yeah.
He stole slippers from a Walmart, but
long time ago. Learn my lesson.
that was a different
Said-
lifetime ago. It seems
Said
like.
sorry 1,200 times.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, I want to kind of dive into that a little bit because you talked about going from the team member role and going to the team leader, and you got turned down, and that gave you kind of a chip on your shoulder, right?
Yeah, and I guess that's where I get most of my inspiration.
Yeah.
Is I want to prove people wrong.
Yeah.
And I do it in my own awkward, weird way, but I know I can do this.
Yeah, I know you can do. I have no doubt in my mind that you opening up a really cool workspace is going to be beneficial for a lot of people.
Yeah, it better be,
It better.
or else I really don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like with entrepreneurs, you never really have like the plan along the way. Nick's what we call a visionary. Like he's got Joe, who's an implementer. So I think it's going to
Integrator.
Integrator.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Yeah,
But-
and that's
but
my
part of-
secret.
exactly.
She's been the absolute best partner I can ever imagine when it comes to real estate sales. Like she absolutely takes all my bad ideas and lets me know that they suck.
Yeah.
Hey, quick commercial break here. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. I really do appreciate it. If you want to give back, let me help you buy a house, or I can help you sell a house. It's the only way I make money when I'm not investing in real estate. I don't make money on this podcast or the events I do, but I do make money only when I help people buy and sell houses. So if you're looking for your next investment and you're here in North Idaho, I want to help you personally. If you are not in North Idaho, I can still help you out. I have a vast network of referral partners all across the country, and I can find the right real estate investor savvy agent for you so you don't have to. It doesn't cost you a thing. Thank you for your support. Back to the show. which I have a lot of bad ideas.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But the good one she actually runs with, which is awesome. And she comes up with a lot of great ideas herself too.
Of course,
Don't get me wrong. I'm not the only one like, hey, it's all my vision.
Right.
You know, she has a vision for this too.
Right.
She came up with a name and all that stuff and already has it blueprinted out.
Okay. Is the name the lounge? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
We've already, we already got it on the Secretary of State website. It was available. The lounge.
Wow.
The lounge was available in all of Idaho. So it's not anymore.
Yeah. Not anymore today. Not today, son. And what I want to kind of circle back to one thing you said, like, you know, you and I, we've both been listening to a lot of, you know, Matt Sorensen and Mark Kohler lately.
Yeah.
What they talk about, they talk about this in a lot of their episodes. If you haven't listened to Main Street Business or the Directed IRA podcast, by the way, like it's becoming like a Bible to me of like how I should run my fucking business. They talk about like the first thing, like if you're going to be renting, the first thing you should rent to is yourself.
Okay.
Right. So you buy the building and you lease it to yourself. Right.
Yeah.
And that's a tax write-off along the way for your business.
Yeah.
So you're instantly like, by buying a building and leasing it to yourself, you're saving money.
In taxes.
In taxes, yes. But one way or another,
Yeah,
saving
you're
money.
basically converting active income that's taxed at a higher rate, and you're converting it to passive income, which is taxed at a lower rate.
Yeah.
Internally in your businesses.
Yeah.
Yeah. With this, now, I got to admit, I'm not going to own the office.
Right, you're not going to own the office.
But I'm going to own the business.
Right.
So we're leasing a space, a brand new commercial building, which hopefully we actually we've applied now. It's not actually approved yet. So maybe
What's not approved?
Oh, well, we're in negotiations right now on the lease
Oh, okay.
with the,
So we're putting the cart before the horse today.
yeah, but we're confident. I mean, we're confident it's not going to be an issue. They're excited to get people in there.
Cool.
They need tenants.
Right.
Yeah. Right now they have a dental office that just moved in that they built out. It's really kind of cool. So it's my first time dealing with a commercial lease, a triple net.
Yeah.
But even though it sounds horrible to the tenant, like we're paying for like the taxes and insurance, maintenance on the building, and all this stuff, even though we don't own it. But they're doing a lot of the build out for us.
Right.
They'll put like $160,000 of their money into building it out the way we want it.
Nice.
Which is pretty cool. In addition to what's already there.
Right.
Like it's already like the space is just open, walls are insulated and stuff, and it's ready to like build out the way we want it. But we just feel like that location is prime.
Nice. I'm going to stop you real quick. So I've heard this term a lot. What is triple net?
A triple net lease is a commercial term where what you're leasing to a tenant, a business. And that business, even though they don't own the building, they pay the majority of the expenses of that building that normally, like if you were renting out a house.
Sure.
Let's say, we'll just keep it simple. If I have a rental house and I'm renting it to you, you're paying the rent, I'm paying all the other expenses of the building.
Water,
basically.
utilities.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
But taxes.
Taxes, for sure.
A tenant's not paying your taxes.
Right.
You know, the insurance. Your tenant's not paying your property insurance.
Right.
And then maintenance on the building. Typically, the tenant is not paying for maintenance.
Sure.
With a commercial lease, a lot of them are triple net leases, meaning like you're getting a base rent plus the tenant's also paying for all these things.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
that's what that means?
Yeah. So the cash flow is higher than it looks on the front end.
Sure.
With a commercial lease, because you have your base rent, but then the tenants are paying for all these things that normally you would think a building owner would pay for, but they're not.
Sure.
Yeah. What they want is long-term leasing. So right now we're like trying to negotiate a 7.5-ish year lease.
Okay.
With annual increases of 2%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why do a 7.5 year lease? Like, what's the benefit of that?
The benefit to them is that they want to make sure that the tenant improvements that they're making, the capital, like the additional $160,000 they'd be putting into this build out, they want to make sure they're going to recapture all that over time.
Okay.
And not have to rebuild, they build it for us and we're there for a year. Yeah. And then we like pack up and leave. And then they have this like weird kind of office space, coffee bar thing that was built. Then they have to find a tenant just for that. So it's just less risky to have a longer lease with the business.
Cool. You guys gonna have an employee run the coffee shop beer lounge?
Of course. We're going to have employees.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yes, very cool.
Yeah. Yeah. We're not going to become baristas.
I didn't think you were. I just wanted to make sure.
But we feel like the location is going to be ideal for that.
Cool. What kind of person are you looking to hire for that? Just like
Baristas and bar people.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Do you know of any places in town that do like coffee and then also beer and wine?
I don't know places that like advertise coffee, but I'm sure like the wine bar in CDA serves coffee.
Oh, okay.
But I'm sure it's nothing like a menu of coffee. It's like drip coffee type of thing.
Yeah. So there's not going to be a drive-through here, so it's not going to be your typical. A lot of coffee places, they have drive-throughs.
Right.
This is going to be you come in and hang out.
Yeah.
Or if you're coming in and out of the building with there's a very large dental office, very popular large dental office that's right across the hallway.
Okay.
Or lobby. So we would imagine we'd probably get a lot of business from that too. But really, Joe and I, we just want the coffee place to break even.
Yeah.
We're not really, obviously we want to be profitable.
Sure.
But we want to have that environment pay for itself.
Yeah.
To be able to have a nice, relaxing office to work in.
I love it.
That's the vision.
See, so with dental people, like if they're going in to get their teeth cleaned, they might as well get a coffee quick.
Well, it's the people dropping off their kids.
Oh, sure.
There's plenty of people that
we
thought of that.
My
We
teeth
thought of
cleaned. I'm like, you know what I want? Put stains back on them.
Heck yeah.
Let's do it.
Or just before I go in.
Right, right.
And chug some coffee.
I think it's a really cool business idea. I think you guys are going to do a really cool thing with it.
Yeah, we better.
Yeah, you
Better
better.
be expensive.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of investment type things are like when you're investing in yourself, not a lot's free. And,
Right.
and a lot of times you have to really pay the piper to ante up and show that you want to actually do this thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're putting it all on the line.
Cool.
I'm leaving the brokerage I've been at forever to make this work.
Yeah.
We're gonna make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw on your computer the other day when we had a meeting, you were chat GPTing a I'm leaving letter.
Oh, I was just playing around with it. Yeah.
It was actually pretty good. Like from what I saw of it, I was like, that's good.
ChatGPT wrote it.
It sounds better than if it came out of your mouth.
Yeah. I've been using is Grok lately.
Grok?
Yeah.
Okay.
From X.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I recently changed out my debit card.
Mhm.
Hey, this is a great way to save money. Money saving tip out there.
Oh yeah.
You just cancel your credit card or get a new debit card.
Yep.
And then all the monthly things that are always coming out, they have to be like, oh wait, hold on.
Yeah.
It's not going through.
Your card's not
you
working.
still want this service, and then it gives you a chance to actually think: do I really want that subscription? Do I really need that? And ChatGPT was one of them. Of course, I love it, but I've been trying just the free version.
Okay.
For the last week or so, and it's been fine.
Great.
Of course, but now I've been using X.
Yeah.
And using Grok, and it's not too bad either.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got yourself a Twitter profile and everything? You getting all set up there?
Yes. Well, it wasn't too hard. It's already there.
Okay.
I guess I've had one for 9 years.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you. Do you use X?
I haven't in a while.
No? Do you like it?
I don't have a problem with it. I know a lot of people do.
Yeah.
A lot of people have a problem with Elon Musk, and I think he's actually quite genius.
Oh, really? Yeah. Why does everybody hate him?
From what I understand, people hate him because the perceived notion that he's so rich
Yeah.
and he could fix world hunger, but he chooses not to.
Like he's not doing enough for the environment?
Right.
Yeah. Well, that's too bad.
It is too bad.
You know what? Sometimes people that get a lot of hate, they're actually doing the great things.
Right. And that's really true. Like, right. Like once haters start appearing and once people start telling you that you're doing something wrong, it's usually because you're doing something right and they're jealous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like Elon aside, like, I mean, like,
I love Elon.
he's great businessman. And like, like you said, like, I think he's got a very hardened mentality. He's been through the trenches enough and in the crosshairs enough to know that like none of your opinions matter to him.
Did you see recently the Jordan Peterson interview that he did with him? So they talk about, his son that transitioned,
Okay.
like one of his to, become a lady.
Elon's or Jordan's?
One of Elon's.
Okay.
sons.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of his older ones. And she just wanted nothing to do with him because, he believes that, or he believes that capitalism is bad and income inequality is bad. And so just screw that guy.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, he's it was interesting in that interview. You can tell he made a comment about the woke mind virus, and he's like, and I vow to destroy it. He said it like an evil, like Star Wars character.
Yeah.
And he's like, and we're making progress.
Okay.
And it was so interesting. Just that line was just crazy. The woke mind virus, and I vow to destroy it.
I can
Because you could tell it hit him. He lost his son over it,
Yeah.
over this like nonsense.
Right. And like, I mean, like, without being political on any of this stuff, because like lately I've just been just like a straight shooter, middle of the freaking road. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I appreciate what people are passionate about, like, and whether it's good or bad, I agree with it or I don't. I appreciate their passion and their efforts into pushing their own agendas forward, because it's more than just sitting and complaining on the internet.
Yeah. We need to stop complaining all the time.
We?
No, I do.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, I feel like I do a good job of keeping my opinion out of the
pretty well lately.
social medias.
Yeah. There's a lot of times where I'm just like, that's not right, or that's not wrong, but it's really easy to just, this also doesn't affect my day one bit. Your opinion?
Not one bit.
Not one bit.
So this house that we're buying in Priest River, closing on it tomorrow. Another Priest River house, huh?
Oh, we love those Priest River houses.
Yeah. Have you been in this house?
I have not. I've driven by it twice now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You think we're making the right decision then?
I do. Yeah.
I still haven't driven by it. I'm going to drive by it after we purchase it.
It looks exactly like the photos look.
Okay.
It's a house. It looks like it's put together. Obviously, the owners are still living there, so I'm not intruding or anything like that, but just driving by it slow enough not for them to be like, who the hell's that?
Yeah. So if you're wondering, like, do we mention how much we're getting it for? I can't remember.
We didn't.
Okay, so we're buying this house for $65,000. This house has an after repair value of $350,000.
Yep.
It does have some foundation issues. A wholesaler put it out about a month ago for $160,000.
Yeah.
And I never went and checked it out. It's a big project. The projects are not for me this year.
Yep.
That's what I stuck with, and that's why I never went to go look at it. But my partner looked at it, Joe. She's like, yeah, heavy fixer upper, but she kind of agreed that it was in a good location.
Yeah, it's
Really
really
agreed about the after repair value. So then about a week ago or so, the wholesalers called me and they're like, hey, how would you like to buy a house in Priest River? And I'm like, oh, that one? No, I'm not really interested. She's like, what about like if you got it for $79,000 or something?
Yeah.
$70,000. I'm like, really?
Okay.
Tell me more. Because I knew, like, this is about like knowing your numbers. Like, what if you want to be a great investor out there, get to know the numbers.
Yeah.
Get to be educated on your market, and you should know what things go for, and you should have the resources to purchase things. They called me because they knew that I can make a decision quickly.
Yep.
If it was the right decision, I can close quickly if needed. And they knew I knew my numbers.
Right.
So I think they only called a couple of people and were like, hey, if you can get this thing real cheap, can you make a decision like tonight?
Yeah.
Because our sellers are, they're going to let it go for like whatever.
Yeah.
So they got it down to like $55,000.
Okay.
Wholesaling it to us for $65,000. I offered $60,000. I'm like, hey, if I can get it for $60,000, I know I don't need to see it.
100% done deal.
Yeah, I know I don't need to see it. 90% chance I'll close on it.
Yeah.
I should have said, and then like 90 LOL. And I'm like, okay, 97.
97%.
97%. And so, yeah, later that night, they call me. They're like, hey, $65,000. What do you think? I'm like, done.
Yeah.
Done. Like they knew other not other wholesalers, but other investors are still going to want to walk through the house, get an inspection. I'm like, no inspections. I'll close in a few days.
Yep.
Now, did I have the money sitting in my account?
No. Nope.
But it didn't stop me from saying, yeah.
What a quote there. Yeah. So having money in your account doesn't stop you from saying no.
No, because I know I can get it.
Right.
I've got credit lines. I know I have, I've paid down a lot of debt recently. So if it really came down to it, I can actually put it on credit cards.
Yeah.
I can use the little swipe things and just start swiping and pay the 2.5% to 2.75%.
Yeah.
To get the money in my account. I have a business line of credit.
Yeah.
And that had $50,000 available.
Nice.
And then I knew I've got a buddy named Jeremy that's willing to invest. I knew how much money you had.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, let's just I know I have enough in my account where if I came up with half, I can get a hard money loan and close in a few days.
Oh, easy. Yeah.
Or I can just partner with Jeremy, close even quicker.
Yep. We don't need to get a hard money loan. We don't need to worry about points. You don't need to worry about anything.
Yeah. So Jeremy and I talked briefly about it. And, you know, neither of us had seen it at the point or knew exactly what we wanted to do with the property, but we just kind of threw out there, yeah, we're interested in a partnership. Let's speak in another few days. Yeah. And we agreed, hey, 60-40. You bring in the majority of the money. I'll still bring in 25 grand or whatever.
Yeah.
So I still got money into it too.
I appreciate that.
We're going to spend 5 grand on this property and do the demo and prime it and put it back on the market. That's our plan. So I'm still going to be achieving my goal of not taking on a huge project this year. Yeah. That's my goal. And I don't think this will be a huge project as long as we stick to that $5,000 limit.
Yep.
We're just going to do demo. And when I say prime the house, like that's like interior painting.
Right. We're going to hire a guy basically for that work.
Yeah. So we've got to get it like cleaned up, and we're basically going to hire a guy to go in and spray primer on the walls. So that's the coat before the paint.
Yep.
That's what gets everything nice and sealed. Takes away any like nasty stains and nasty smells. And it'll be like a blank canvas for somebody to come in and fix it up.
Right.
For themselves, and we're going to list it, I think, for 129 grand.
Yeah.
So by the time this comes out, we'll see what it went under contract for.
Yeah, absolutely. This house, like you said, was a no-brainer purchase. You know,
Yeah.
Even like we were researching those land values. I'm like, if we demoed the thing and just sold the land, like that's $100K right there.
Yeah.
But we still have to. I mean, demo costs, of course, and demoing a house.
But that's don't want to do that much work.
No, I don't want to do that much. But it's nice to know that if shit hits the fan so hard on this thing that we're just like, screw it, we can do that.
Yeah. And the better deal you get, the more options you have.
Yeah. We can, and we talked about this in our contract. Like if it doesn't work, we can demo it. If that doesn't work, we can flip it up even more at our splits. You know, I put in 40% of the money, Nick puts in 60%, and we make it a rental.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we could make it a rental.
We absolutely could, but I like the idea of a quick
SCSI rental.
Priest River, man. There's not a lot happening now.
Wow.
Oh.
Shots fired, everyone.
Sorry to all those living in Priest River. I'm just saying, I see a lot of houses out there.
They're not, a lot of them are good.
Well, I see a lot of flip houses out there then.
Yeah, that's true. We do have a lot of opportunities coming out of Priest River.
I shot one out in Priest River a couple weeks ago, and there were dead mice on the
You might want to, for the people never heard our podcast, what do you mean by I went and shot one?
Oh, yeah. Thank you. I shoot real estate photography as well, so I took photographs of a house. There were dead mice and mouse traps on the counter and stuff like that.
Oh, yum.
This is not my job to move this stuff.
Did you take photos with the dead mice?
Damn right I did.
Oh, now, okay. Who are you getting fired by now?
No one.
Yeah.
It was one of Kyra's listings.
Oh, Kyra.
They know all about it, and I shot very wide. I photographed very wide in the kitchen.
Okay.
So you didn't see the mice.
Oh, very
like zooming in.
Yeah, you can edit the mice out later, huh?
Yeah, you could. I didn't, but you could.
You should.
No.
Come on, be a decent human being. Edit the mice out.
Okay.
That'd be a good quote.
Be a decent human being. Edit the mice out. No, like I've been to houses where it feels like I'm like, this is where people get murdered. I'm sure you have too.
Oh yeah,
yeah, and just
this is where I would do
just
my
like
murdering if I was a murderer.
Yeah,
that's what I usually say.
Which I'm not. But this looks like a solid location.
Yeah,
completely secluded. There's trees all around me. Great.
You know what? I went to a house once that had like an underground bunker that was hidden. So awesome.
Yeah.
You ever been to one of those?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me about
There's
it.
one out in Post Falls actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Where at?
South side of Celtice. I took photos of it probably 5 years ago now.
Okay.
There was a bunker. It was really cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, bunker houses.
Yeah. Better than Kellogg basements, that's for sure. Those are creepy.
Kellogg basements, yeah, they always look like they're going to fall on you.
Yep.
Don't they? It looks like 9/11 in there.
This is where I'm at. This is cool.
Yeah. Firefighters.
Mm-hmm.
God bless you.
God bless them.
So anyway, what now that we've got this house that we're working on, are you going to take a break from any other investments, or do you have anything else in the pipeline?
I don't think I have anything else in the pipeline at the moment. I speaking on record, like I really appreciate you bringing this opportunity my way.
Oh, you're welcome.
Like I wasn't really looking. I was really focused on just paying down my debts and just like getting myself into a better position.
Yeah.
But this one was like you said, stupid to say no to.
Yeah, stupid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Stupid not to do it.
Yep.
Those are the deals I love.
Right. And you and I are actually invested in another property out in Priest River. We use our IRA.
Yeah.
Or I use my IRA, and you use some probably business line of credit, or did you use cash?
I just use cash on that one. Yeah, that's one we were lending on.
That's right.
Yeah. So if I'm doing a loan to somebody,
Mhm.
if I had the cash because I want the returns, but if I were to lend out, and that's just way I just look at it like at the math.
Yep.
When it comes to that kind of stuff. Okay, we're doing a loan for somebody. I'll use my cash for something like that to get the highest returns. And if we're like flipping a property, I am using some of my cash there, not all of it, but I like to utilize my line of credits and always pay them down too.
Right.
Just because I just try to use the math and pay as little interest as possible when I'm not on a project, and when I'm on projects, go ahead and use those.
Yep.
That way you have the backup funds.
I love it. That's kind of what I'm doing too. And then this week I have an appointment with KKOS lawyers, actually.
Oh, yeah. What are you doing there?
I'm turning Ginger Tap LLC into an S Corp.
About time.
About freaking time.
Yeah.
And then from there, so I'm going to get my S Corp, then I'm going to get my solo self-directed 401k.
Okay.
And I'm building up basically another investment account.
Right on. Guess what I got over the weekend?
Subpoenaed?
I got a letter. No, it's about this.
Okay.
Yeah. I got a letter saying that the judge sided with me, that my ex-business partners are pieces of shits. And I'm going to get a check in the mail for $230,000.
Are they settling?
No, I get my bond money back.
Okay, so you get your bond money back, so you still got to go through...
No, we went through the courts.
You're done.
Went through the courts. With that, I get my money back. I had to put up a bunch of bonds last year, and it was a mess.
Okay.
But yeah, the judge finally looked at it and was like, "Yeah, you're right. These people are kind of dumb. This is completely invalid."
Okay.
And yeah, it was nice to have that small victory.
So is your whole process done then?
Still got one more lawsuit.
Okay.
But dude, even if I lose that one, that means they're going to pay me money. So I'm excited about that lawsuit.
Congratulations.
People sued me over a house that we lost money on to try to get their portion of the losses, even though they haven't been contributing at all. They're a bunch of silly gooses, and that lawsuit is just going to be silly.
We've said this time and time again on this podcast. When you are making business agreements, please go see a lawyer. Please get them legally drafted, and please be as articulate as you possibly freaking can when making your contracts about who does what, who's providing what happens if this happens, and so forth.
And be cautious about which real estate meetups you go to out there, because there's one in Post Falls where these people run it. Whatever.
Tell me how you really feel, Nick.
Oh, I just want people to be safe.
Okay, be safe.
Be safe investing.
That's
buckle up.
Buckle up. Yeah. Well, I'm glad everything's going well. I've kind of I'm an outsider on that very much, but I'm glad a judge saw it and gave you back your bond money. I think that's really great. So now you got another $230,000 to play with, huh?
Yeah. Cool. So yeah.
Well,
project? I mean, not really to play with. It's just going towards paying those debts and stuff, and but it's going to be a relief. It's going to be less money that I'm forking out every month. Because to have those hanging out there was costing me about $2,000 a month. Okay. So it's going to be nice not to have to pay that back. I'll still get I'll get some money out of it, but a lot of it's going towards paying down the final debts of that whole $2 million,
everything like
that whole $2 million situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that situation's still looming then, the $2 million situation?
Not after this.
Okay.
Yep. Done. Bye. It's a new year.
I guess I'm confused on the lawsuit then. So, if it's a $2 million lawsuit...
No, sorry. There was a $2 million in losses.
Okay, $2 million in losses. Got it.
Yeah.
And you're eating those losses?
Still been eating them every month in interest.
Yeah.
This will be the end of it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a huge weight on your shoulders. Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's a new... Yeah. I feel good. Good. Starting a new brokerage, starting a new business. No debt.
Yeah, I think that's really great.
and still got some assets behind me.
There you go.
That's great.
Yeah.
A little bit of good debts.
Yeah.
There's some debts out there.
Real
But
estate,
nothing that's weighing me down like it did
Yeah.
in the past.
Can you imagine if you didn't have rentals or didn't have real estate and you had?
I'd go bankrupt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild.
But that's the great thing about business.
Mhm.
You still you don't die.
Right.
You always hit the reset button.
Right.
It's like playing a video game. It's like business. You can always start again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Sometimes you have checkpoints.
Just say points, right?
Yeah. Sometimes you have checkpoints and you're further ahead. Other times you have to restart the game.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. And that's what a bankruptcy is.
Yeah.
Don't have to restart the game. I have a checkpoint.
Love it. And just going forward with your business stuff. So obviously you guys are buying this new brokerage, do new business. Like long-term play, is it to obviously make money with that? But then like what's the plan after that? You know what I mean?
The plan after that, that's gonna take a lot of effort.
Sure.
I mean, we're going to be building a brokerage. The plan is to try to get it to around 50 people, and maybe 100 members.
Okay.
So 50 agents and about 100 members.
Cool.
Is our plan.
I like it.
Yeah. So that'll take some time. It'll take a couple of years.
Oh yeah.
Another big goal for this year is to actually sell out our conference coming up in the fall.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to learn about real estate investing or just sharpen your skills, please come out.
September 21st, 22nd, 2024.
That's right. September 21st and 22nd. And if you want to save a little money, you can enter in NERT, North Idaho REI team initials to save 10%.
Are you going to keep the same name when you go over to the Real Brokerage?
We are rebranding slightly.
Good.
It's going to be something even more simple. It's just going to be like Real Estate Investor Group.
Cool.
Real Estate Investor Group. So, yeah, we haven't perfected it yet, but we're just...
That's REG. That's the...
We're not going to be... we don't want to confuse the public anymore.
Okay.
And get the calls for shoes.
Sure.
The REI brand shoes.
Yep.
You know, people in the investment world understand the initials REI.
Right.
But we're just going to change our name to Real Estate Investor Group or something like that.
Cool. So new logo. Are you going to do it yourself or are you going to actually hire it out?
So I don't even know if we're going to have a logo.
Yeah.
I think it would just be the real black, like the way they spell their name, which it's like LA, but then LA upside down, which makes the RE.
Yeah.
So RELA.
Yeah.
And then investor group. Yeah. So, but I have been given permission to be in complete, design control of the logo.
Cool.
Because I cannot have any design control of the actual building itself.
Right.
So but they have been turning down every logo idea even though I'm in charge.
Well,
so that's nice.
You're still in charge, but it's still a majority. You're like,
they like simplicity.
Yeah. Well, maybe go on Fiverr.
Well, yeah.
You use Canva in your... I've seen you go through your design to drive me mental.
Yeah, whatever.
It's okay.
That's not the most important thing.
It's not. I did pay somebody on Fiverr this weekend, actually.
What'd you have them do?
I had them make my email signature.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You know, Canva does that.
This one does it, so they added the HTML buttons. So, like, it's got my Facebook logo. You just click on Facebook, it takes me directly to my page.
Oh, cool.
YouTube directly, like, it's like my link is directly in my email signature.
Oh, that's nice.
Which will funnel people back to my pages.
Fancy.
Yeah.
How much did that cost to set up?
$11.
Oh, not bad.
Not bad. Business write-off.
I want to see that email signature.
Business write-off. I'm going to save about $3 of taxable income.
That's good.
I'll show you after the show. It's actually
that's good.
Quite cool. So
yeah. Anyway, short episode today.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's okay with you guys.
Yeah.
We had some big announcements here.
Yeah.
Buying a new house, starting a new brokerage.
Yeah.
All the things.
We're moving and grooving, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts, Jeremy?
No, I think you and I are going to go out to our new flip on Friday, if I'm not mistaken, and start the process of demolitioning it.
Demolishing it? Like Demolition Man?
Yep. We're going to do that.
Yep.
No, man, I appreciate you as always, and I'm glad things are looking up for you. I'm glad you're making these big moves, too. It's really cool to see, again, your growth over the years. Like, I've seen it my entire life, but the fact that you're not getting complacent with it, and you're continuing to raise the bar.
Yep. Thanks.
Is admirable, and I appreciate you.
Well, thanks for being along for the ride.
Of course.
All right, everybody. We'll see you next episode.
Yep. But before we leave, make sure if you like the show or you like the podcast, go on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, find our damn show and leave us a 5-star review. Anything else, you get your spouse bitten.
You'll bite her on the knees, I promise. Her knees are going to be blistery.
Or if your husband's a spouse, I'll bite his knees too.
Don't do that.
They're hairy.
Hey, Coeur d'Alene, are you ready to take your real estate game to the next level?
Join us for an exclusive 2-day real estate investing seminar right here in Coeur d'Alene, September 21st and 22nd.
We have an amazing lineup of guest speakers that are traveling out here to teach you everything you need to know to succeed in real estate investing.
That's right. How to find a deal. What is a good deal? How to form an LLC. What tax strategies do I use?
We'll dive in on how to wholesale real estate, how to do fix and flips, and how to purchase long-term rentals.
And that's just the beginning. We're also going to dive into self-storage units, property management, and how to invest out of state. Hey, Nick, what's the market going to do in 2025?
I don't know, but we got Kathy Fecky from Bigger Pockets coming to forecast the 2025 real estate market, and we're going to talk about how to create those business leverage systems.
Plus, we're going to learn how to get your mindset right. What's a short-term rental versus a mid-term rental? How do I build passive income, or should I be building massive income?
What to do? What do we do?
I don't even know what to do with my hands.
I don't even know what to do. We're going to learn. I'm telling you, this is an opportunity you do not want to miss.
Tickets are limited, very affordable, and you do not want to miss networking with these amazing people who are going to be at this event.
Yes, so hurry. Hurry.
Run.
Click on the link.
Go to northidahorei.com and click on the 2024 Fall Conference tab. Get you signed up.
They're going to sell out, I promise you.
It's gone. It's going to be gone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for checking out the Investor Shed podcast. If you enjoyed your time, make sure to leave a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Follow along on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram at The Investor Shed for shorts and promos about each episode. Do you want to be a guest or know someone who has great real estate investing advice and stories? Reach out to us at theinvestorshed@gmail.com.